Welcome back to the May edition of Shropshire Business Live TV. We are live from the Yarrington studios here in Frankwell, Shrewsbury, and it's time now to welcome our next studio guest. As you'll see, we've brought some props in to help us as well to introduce Andrew Goff and Hayley Jay, talking about this new initiative called Career Card. I guess we should just start at the beginning. How did this all come about, folks?
Shall I take that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you for having us. It's really good to be here, but it started here in Shropshire. So I had a career change 2 years ago and decided to join the local Chamber of Commerce. And it was one of the first meetings I came across Hayley. And Hayley was doing a presentation on electric vehicles, very, very topical with all the sustainability. And I was looking to make resources for schools to help teachers in schools teach about various subjects, and obviously sustainability and energy is really important. So that's where the conversation started with ourselves and Furrows and Hayley to say, well, you know, how can we help build resources to build business growth for the schools and for your business? To
building, strengthening links between education and business, which is one of the big things on everybody's agenda at the moment.
Well, I sort of recognised from a previous business and industry that I was in how the lack of people then affected that business so dramatically. There was no skill base that was left to do that business. And I thought, you know what, we have to be really careful, because I could see in certain little pockets of Furrows that we were finding it very difficult to actually employ local people. And we'd started discussing this and really thinking, what can we do to help? And it basically came out that looking at young children and starting them young with what do they really want to do. And they haven't had visits around companies now, because with lockdown, we weren't allowed to have anybody in. And this career card will actually help them understand about somebody's job, what they do, what their environment is, and give them a starting point to be able to go forward. And we thought this was really important. You know, it was a great foundation.
So just explain how it all works
then. It goes back to storytelling. You know, the emotion that we found when basically somebody working in business shares their energy on their career and what they do with a young person. And obviously everyone can't be everywhere all the time. So that's transitioned into capturing videos of people in the workplace and getting their advice, hosting those videos online, and then getting those videos surfaced in schools and to children. And with my background as a former teacher and deputy head, you know, how can we do this? Well, we came up with the idea of this pointer display, what we're calling a careers card. And the simple things of, you know, I'm sat at a parents' evening and how can I give out cards to parents to take home to their children, but obviously using the QR code here to launch the videos and strike up that conversation.
So if I pick up one of these and I think, yeah, I'd quite fancy being clinical nurse specialist at the NHS, I scan the QR code, what do I see then? What do I see from that?
Well, you see a response, video responses to 10 questions that we've gathered from schools. So we've got about 10 critical friends in schools, in careers departments. They gathered together all the questions that young people are interested in. And those are the questions we're asking people like the clinical nurse specialist there or the crop doctor and getting their feedback. A really powerful question that I'm really interested in myself is, why do you enjoy your job? And when you look at the commonality of answers across those, it's a slightly different task every day or a different challenge, or I'm interacting with people or going out and about. I mean, some of those responses are just phenomenal. And when we show them to young people, you know, they show engagement.
I think they also want to understand how from there can they get into a position and what happens when that position is attained, how they can then develop through the business. So we created this at Furrows so that we show them how we can grow you as a person through all of the different sections of our business and show them all the different types of jobs. Because in our industry, they think there's a man who sells the car at the front, a man with a spanner at the back, but they don't understand all of the jobs that happen between. If we don't have a cleaner, we can't go to work. If we don't have a managing director, we can't go to work. If we don't have an IT specialist, we can't go to work. And it's explaining all of these jobs. So we're actually building career card modules like this so that people can see all the different jobs. And we've interviewed different members of staff. And it's been great because they've understood a little bit more about themselves and their job, and they're telling young people about their career. And some of them are quite young. And it's wonderful. It's worked out really well, hasn't it?
Some of them are already inspirational stories, like Ollie, one of the apprentices that's gone through Furrows and talking about his journey. It's exactly what young people want to hear. You know, oh, you did this, you did that, you did an apprenticeship, and you do this now, and you're enjoying that quality of life. And
he's become a manager from an apprentice, so it's lovely to see.
That is a great story.
Oh, it's lovely. Well, a lot of people, especially in Furrows, which is a very much family-based firm, we all sort of grow together in this huge tree to make the whole thing work. And for him to be able to go from the bottom to the top quite quickly, it's an inspiration for all students, really.
So I see that you've done a career card.
I have.
So Hayley, why do you enjoy your job?
I absolutely love my job, and you know very well that I absolutely adore working for Furrows. Fantastic family business, and it's great that they're allowing me to be able to get involved in this and to help with the apprenticeship programmes that we're running and to inspire young people to be able to come and work within the industry, which is really important.
So this is ticking all sorts of boxes, isn't it? So
Yeah.
what's the big plan for this then? Where do you want it to go? Where do you see it going? What can Shropshire businesses do to help it get there?
Well, the amazing thing about Shropshire is seeing all of the Shropshire businesses really kind of get behind this and show their intent. You know, a network meeting yesterday, I was inundated at the end of the network meeting, right, yeah, how can we get involved? We want to support the young people, the young talent in our schools. You know, it's all about continuous growth. So the plan is to build out in excess of 200 people doing videos here in Shropshire to begin with, but then gradually grow it out nationally. And we're talking to some national chains at the moment where, as Furrows, this is actually the careers card station that will be in Furrows, but with all their employees. People are looking at how can they have stations in their retail units. And there's another side to that. It's actually really providing some good self-esteem for the people working in business. You want me to tell the people about what I do and my job. Yeah,
we talk all the
do.
time, don't we, in the media about the fact that an organisation telling people how good they are doesn't carry the same weight as a person who works for that organisation giving you a case study talking from the heart.
Absolutely.
I've got to re-record my my question 5, which is why do I enjoy my job? Because every time I'm interviewing somebody, it extends forward. And there was a moment I was privileged to witness last week where I was in a school and I was interviewing some young people to provide more research behind career cards. And this 13-year-old young lady said that she was interested in law. And I happened to have some video from Lanyon Bowdler, from some of their solicitors, and it's really good stuff. And they're under embargo because it's not signed off online yet. I showed the young lady the video, and there and then it was a life-changing moment for that young girl. It was like, you know, they didn't get excited, just went quiet with actually that's what I want to engage with, that's what I want to do.
Because certainly when I was at school, you saw a careers advisor once. We're going back 30 years now, but it was literally once with the careers advisor. You probably had 15, 20 minutes. That was it, you know. So something like this.
Well, I think it's useful because they can pick out the industries that they're thinking of and take them home, put them on the dining room table and speak to their parents or guardians and say, well, let's talk about this, let's have a look, and this is what I'm thinking and what do you think, and they can watch the videos and talk about it as a family, which I think is really important, and it's more encompassing rather than just going to one person and there's no interaction. And the parents will know what the children are doing then, which is great.
And you're right to bring up schools, Chris. It's really important here. You know, schools are, everyone in society is entirely pressured at the moment, and this is a big part of what we want to do with career cards, is get rid of all the horrible admin behind all this and get conversations going about careers and reinvest the time that's spent in admin into it. The conversations with schools so far are really, really positive. So building up this bank of Shropshire businesses, Shropshire people, telling the story of their work. Now we need to get some career cards done for you guys as well. Yeah,
absolutely do.
We'll sort that. You wouldn't want to know the real truth about our careers, maybe. But let me ask you the sort of Dragon's Den style question then. Is anybody else doing anything like this? Is it trademarked? Is it patented? How does it grow from here? What do you do?
How does it grow from here? It's a messy start at the moment, to be honest. We're in innovation space. We're learning more every day, every conversation. It is trademarked. We're waiting on the kind of final on that at the moment, but it's all looking good. The platform development is the strongest thing we're doing in the background at the moment. And how can it just become a fluid mechanism in the background by which anyone in business turns to? And if you were to say, you know, what's a key indicator of success in 12 months is that, you know how people in their signature, they have their Twitter, their Facebook. We want them to have that logo, our logo there. That logo means I commit to investing in young people and to all of our futures by young people thriving.
We'll talk some more in a minute, but I know you also offered us a number of videos which just highlight the benefit of encouraging young people from our schools to work more closely with business. I know this one that you tend to see, this is March's school, isn't it, working with
It's the
Everstore.
Marches.
Just tell us the background to this.
We wanted to do a hybrid kind of video here, so great young people at the Marches school in Oswestry, brilliant company on our doorstep called Everstore, both wanting to know about each other, Everstore wanting to invest back. So we set up a day where the young people from the Marches went in and did some interview questions behind the camera, in front of the camera, with the amazing people at Everstore, and the video you're about to see is the outcome of that.
Let's have a look what happened. Here it is.
Hi guys, I'm Patrick Evans, the Managing Director here at Everstore. Welcome along today. I believe you guys have got some questions for us today about the business and the services we provide.
What happens here at Everstore?
Well, we're a document management company, so we provide services to businesses predominantly. That covers storage, we provide shredding services. Digitisation of documentation has been very important, and so we now do an awful lot of scanning. That means that we can deliver customers information to them much quicker and in a format that they can work with much better in their business.
What's it like managing a company like this?
It's great when you've got good people. It's rewarding to have the customers that we have locally and to be able to get really good feedback from the services that we deliver.
What are your day-to-day responsibilities in your role?
Well, in my role, I work with the guys here, the management teams. Part of the work that we provide is retrieval services. So if somebody needs that box back, we would then be able to go into those boxes and we can either deliver them physically to the customer, or predominantly these days a customer can access that digital record. I understand you've been out on our van today doing a collection delivery from one of our valued customers, Lanyon Bowdler. You've been with one of our great collection and delivery guys, Eddie, I believe. So he's actually on the road and is predominantly the face of the business. He's brought that information, that paperwork back to here, and we'll now process that in, and they'll be put onto the racking to be stored securely. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of our warehouse manager, Nigel, who will show you around. You'll see the racking, you'll see our shredding machines, and you'll see our scanning room. Thank you very much.
What Eddie is doing here now is he is offloading the van, so he is scanning the box, which has its unique reference. In scanning is acknowledging that we are receiving box into store, and it is now under our supervision. We're now in the main warehouse, and this is where all the boxes are stored. This is the new extension, so this is what we have at the moment, and in our old place we have over 90,000 boxes.
What system do you use to find and identify something in your box?
Well, the system that we use to find it is O'Neill software, which is an industry standard.
Eddie, where are we now?
We're in the main warehouse next to the paper shredder. This is shredding that we've collected from customers, so confidential documents. So what we do is empty the shredding into the shredder, and then just check in every bag to make sure there's no confidential documents left inside any of the bags.
Where does the shredded paper go onto and what does it become?
The paperwork that we shred is shredded securely and to high standards, and will then be processed and recycled securely. The shredded paper goes into the waste paper industry.
What's your favourite part about working here?
You know, we've got a really good team of people here. Some of our guys have been with us from just leaving school age really, and we've developed those individuals through in their various jobs, and they've succeeded very well. It's rewarding to see everyone succeed in what they do. Thank you very much.
So there we go. That's what happened when the Marches School went into Everstore, and Andrew and Hayley were still with us here. You could see the joy that both sides of the equation got out of that.
It really works. It really works. It's a fantastic thing for schools to actually see what businesses are doing, and it's going to help our young people in Shropshire actually then choose a career that they're going to absolutely love and enjoy. So it's a really important thing that's going on at the moment.
And as far as businesses, you know, producing these career cards, I bet the actual people have great fun when they're actually filming it for themselves as well, don't they?
Yeah, we've done quite a few of them at Furrows, and we've had some great characters, and people I didn't think would be very good in front of the camera have blossomed, and I'm going, wow, you're extraordinary, I didn't know you were that amazing. So yeah, we've had some great times with it, really good.
Any outtakes?
Loads of outtakes.
Loads.
I think it's the thing that I would summarise that is everyone's pretty passionate about investing in young people, and actually all the businesses that I've encountered here in Shropshire are passionate about the region and putting back, and are stepping forward to show their intent to support those young people. So I think we're well on track to being the county which invests most in its young people in this space.
There wasn't a mechanism for this before. This has just come out of nowhere, hasn't it? And there's a mechanism now that's not going to be over expensive for your company to be able to put out your message about your team and how you want people in your team. So it's a great thing to get involved with.
I'm sensing this is still evolving as well, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Absolutely. So.
Yeah.
It'll always evolve. It will always be evolving and taking on people's thinking, young people's thinking particularly, and being the best it can be in this space.
So if businesses are interested in finding out how do they get involved, or you know, how can they help you, how can you help them, where do they go? Where's the first port of call?
So go to career.cards, the website, and just register your email address there, and we'll pick it up and get in touch. Simple as that.
Excellent, and we look forward to supplying you with some of our words of wisdom.
Definitely will.
Look forward to hearing more about your careers. Thank you for having us.
Great to have you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.